So I thought I'd do a little bit about putting today. I've got, there's a lot going on in the industry. We've got guys that are playing with arm lock. We've got, long putters. Just want to get down to the basics of what we're trying to do with putting. We're going to talk about all three of these. I've got a mallet putter. If I hold this putter by the shaft right here, this one drops. If I hold this shaft by the putter right here, this one drops maybe 10 to 15 degrees, means I'm going to stand pretty close to it because it's on my arm, so that's kind of ideal. It doesn't close or open too much. This one I putted with on tour, it drops 35 degrees. That's okay. I like to have a little bit of closed feel to it. And then this heel shafted one, it drops 70 degrees. So that'd be 90, so 70. So it really has a lot of swing to it. Sometimes I'll practice with one that has no natural closing and go back to, depending on how my stroke feels. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Sort of what are we trying to do here with the putting? I've also made a couple of cutouts here that are important to learn about. We see a lot of these grips now. We see young guys like Colin Morikawa, Mark O'Meara made that grip, the saw, kind of famous. What are they trying to do with that style? What is that? I cut out a couple of templates today. I got one thin, I'm calling these wedges from the golf machine. So this is what you have to control when you're putting, and that's what that's what this whole lesson's about today. This one's a thin wedge. Think of it as a wedge, like you bang a wedge into something to hold it. When you put the left hand on the shaft, we're talking about the little thin sliver between the shaft and your left hand grip. We'll call it something like that. This wedge, looking at it from this view, we want to keep that wedge nice and quiet. We don't want that breaking down. So if you just think of that wedge there, we want that quiet. Now the other one is where all the excitement is on the tour, and everyone's controlling this right hand wedge. The left hand goes on normal. This right hand wedge here, a lot of people are. So let me talk about what the wedge is. So this area right here, if we don't have a lot of flip and a lot of twist in there, we can control the face a lot better. And guys have gone to all these different shapes, and what they've made this wedge area a lot bigger, and they're able to quieten it down. They don't have a lot of this and that or a lot of twist in it. So it doesn't really matter if you're doing the saw grip or whatever you fancy. I have a good friend of mine that puts really good. He has it tucked down here, but he's controlling the wedge, underneath, in a certain sense, underneath the putter here. So this wedge is very, very quiet. He puts great, controls that. So the flying wedges is what all the excitement is about. I think it's good to know that, whatever grip you're going for, you need to know, why are you doing it? You're not just going to put the saw grip on there just to say you did.